My name is Franca Locantro. We came to Australia in 1963.
And where are you from?
I'm Abruzzese.
So did you come here with your family or did someone come here first?
No, my father came here 3 years before, and after we came after 3 years with my mum and 3 sisters and 1 brother, 4 of us. Why we came to Australia? Because we had a farm and mum and dad didn't want to stay in the farm all the time. And one day we were talking and we said, what about moving from here? Always working in the farm, this and that. And so we decided to, because we had an uncle in Australia, and now he passed away, and my parents passed away too. My uncle, my father sort of wrote a letter and he was asking questions. How is Australia? Is it good that I can bring my family over? What do you think? Can I come first? And after a little bit of time, can I tell my wife with the kids come around there? And so my uncle replied, yes, it's very, very good in Australia. There's plenty of work, which he was in Queensland, chopping the cane, right? So, and after what happened was my uncle, my father came after that. My father did come to Australia. My uncle came down to Sydney. He didn't stay up to Queensland cutting the cane up there. So after that, my father told us to come to Australia. He wrote a letter to Mum. He said, would you like to come here? It's quite good. It's nice. There's plenty of work. My father loved Australia. And my mother replied, he said, okay, if you like it, I believe you. But my mother said, you have to make sure that you buy a house. I don't want to go with anybody or renting or nothing. I said, you have to buy a house. So my father went to Gallagher at Annandale because he used to live at Annandale. He was renting a place by himself with other boys there. And he went to Gallagher and he said, Mr. Gallagher, I got my family coming to Australia. Well, I got 4 kids and a wife. Can you show me a house, not too dear, this and that? And then he said, yeah, I got a house for sale at Corunna Road, 177 Corunna Road, Petersham. And he said, okay, would you like to go and have a look? So my father went to have a look, yeah. And I don't remember how much he paid those times, it was very cheap. And my father said, yeah, okay, I'll give you the deposit. I don't know how much he gave me, pennies those days. We're talking about 60 years ago. So after a while, after 3 years, we came on the ship, my mum with the 4 kids. And afterwards, we got a reunion. And after, I remember that my father and we used to go doing the gardening on a Sunday. And my father used to say to me, Franca, you have to come and do the gardening with me because I need somebody to help me to do the gardening. I was the older child. Well, my brother is, but I was the girl. And I used to go with my father on a Sunday to chop to help to do the gardening, right? And when we used to do the garden those days, oh my God, those beautiful people, they used to say to me, oh, who's this, your daughter? Yeah. Oh, I'll make a cup of coffee, I'll give you a biscuit. And those beautiful ladies, they used to make me cup of coffee, tea with a little bit of milk and Arabic biscuits. I remember it used to be Arabic. Or fish, what was a finger bun? Scotch finger.
Scotch finger biscuits.
Scotch biscuit, yeah, or Arabic. That used to be the 60s. And they used to love me and my father going there every Sunday. We used to go there, do the gardening and this and that. After that, what we used to do, on a Sunday, we used to go for a picnic because, sometimes we used to go do the gardening, but sometimes my mum used to say, but Domenica, when don't we go on a picnic or something, go out of the house? Okay. And sometimes he used to say to the people and they used to ring up to do the garden. He said, can I come next week because I want to take my family to a picnic. So we used to go to the one in the big one in the city. What's the potato garden? Have you call that?
The Botanic Gardens.
Gardens, yes. We used to go there. And what we used to do, my mum used to cook a chicken with carrots, carrots and a few potatoes. And then she used to make a little bit of salad, just a bit of salad, put in a little box. We used to carry on the bus, and we used to walk, and we used to go and have lunch there with all the family.
Oh, lovely.
That was beautiful, beautiful times.
So do you remember what that was like, leaving your friends in Italy and coming to a new place? Was that a shock for you, or was that exciting for a little girl?
I was very close to my nonna, my nonna, nonna.
Yeah.
I was very close. I used to help her a lot. I used to help her to do cakes. Like she used to make pasta, gnocchi, and then she used to tell me to go to the shop and buy some things what was missing. So I used to help my nonna a lot. And so when we told her that we had to come here, she cried a lot, and I cried a lot too. My mum cried. All of us, we cried because we didn't know what we expected in Australia. But anyway, it was beautiful. We went to school. I went to school, but not much because I used to help, how I told you, my father, my mother. The other two sisters, they went to school more than I did and my brother did. See, my brother's a jeweler. He's Cerrone. Nicola Cerrone is next to me, where I got my shop, Catherine Street. So he used to work in a fruit shop. When I got married after 4 years. Then we came to Australia. I met my husband at Appia Club.
Were you from the same area?
No.
Ah.
He's from the Sicily Islands.
Okay. And was that okay with your families?
Well, not really, because my mum wanted a princess. And he said, hey, come, Franca, oh my God, the Siciliano. I don't know if I like Siciliano. We are princess. And I said, Mum, I like him. What are you going to do? You know, I was very young and, you know. And then my mum said, oh, well, you know, to my father, Dominic, if Franca wants him, we have to let her go. What are you going to do? So anyway, we stayed 8 months engaged. We got married. And after went to the Sicily Islands for my honeymoon. And we come back. And then I had my first child. Her name is Lisa. Now she's 50. No, 2 years ago she was 50. Yeah, she's 52 now. Afterwards, I had the next child. After 5 years, I had Adriano. And after, anyway, they all grow up, right? They all went to school, grow up, and this and that. Anyway, when Adriano the last child, started to go to Christian Brothers, Lewisham, I said to my husband, Vittorio, I said, you know what? I said, I like to find a part-time job. I'm sick of it now to stay home all the time and do the same thing, washing and cooking and make cakes, this and that. I like to see what's in the city or whatever. And he said to me, okay. He said, all right, go in the city and go and see. There was to be Grace Brothers. There used to be bistro there 50 or 60 years ago, 50 years ago, right? And I got the job there. I used to serve at the tables. So after that, I met this guy. He was talking to me and he said, would you like to work in a deli? And I said, why? He said, my mother-in-law is looking for somebody working in a deli. But I said, I don't know anything. I've been home all this time. I've been here now cleaning the tables, serving the people. I don't know what a deli looks like. I don't know nothing about it. He says, anyway, but you want to go and talk to my mother-in-law? I said, okay. Who is she? He says, Peter Ranieri, a 5-dog. I said, okay. So I went to them and I introduced myself. I said, your son-in-law told me to come here and to tell you that you're looking for a girl, aren't you? For working at the deli. And she said, yeah, we are. I said, oh. I said, but look, I better tell you the truth. I said, I got no experience. I don't know what's the mortadella. I don't know how to cut this. I don't know nothing. I said, I'm telling you the truth, you know. And I'm working in Coles. Oh, Coles. I think it was Coles that time. Working in a bistro, bringing the food on the table. He says, Franca, he said, you know what? He said, yeah, leave that job and I will teach you everything. I said, okay. So I left the job there. And I went to Peter Ranieri and Sarina. Ranieri, a 5-dog. So I started working there. They showed me everything. Well, they were a bit tough on me, I must say. I was crying sometimes.
Oh, dear.
because, you know, you have to learn how to slice stuff. Sometimes I wasn't doing the right thing. And so I was very young, and if Peter used to say to me, Franca, you made a mistake, or you didn't cut the cheese straight, I used to be tense, you know what I mean? Everybody's like that, you know. But anyway, that's where I learned my trade, right? So my husband was a builder for 33 years. He went to the doctor and he said, look, Vittorio, you cannot do the building anymore because your back is going. Used to have massage every week, used to go to have massage. Every week used to have massage because he used to have a sore back. He says, you can't do this job anymore. So, and he said, you better stop, you better buy something, you know. So we were looking around what to buy, what to not buy. He wanted to buy a tile shop, and I said, no, I don't want a tile shop. And then he wanted to buy the newspaper at Haberfield. I said, no. I said, no. And then my brother bought next door, the property next door, which we are there now. So my father came here and asked Vittorio, I wasn't home that day, and he said, Vittorio, he said, Nick bought the property, would you like to rent it, or else he will rent it to anybody else? Which that shop there was already a deli when I bought it, right? He said, yep, tell your son that we buy that. Yeah, we have it. So I came back that day. I remember very clearly. I said, oh, Papa. I said, what are you doing here? I said, where come you here? I'm asking Vittorio because your brother bought the shop next door. And he said that if you want to run that shop, or else he's going to rent it to somebody else. I said, what? Are you joking? I said, no. I said, what? I'm going to tell Peter Ranieri that I'm leaving the job there to go, oh my God. I said, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm too scared to tell Peter. They learn my trade. They learn my everything. And now I'm going to leave and buy that shop there. Oh my God, I don't know. I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. Anyway, afterwards, I had to tell them. Because after my husband said, yeah, we buy it, we get it, don't worry. And one day I went to Peter and Sarina and I said, Peter, Sarina, I've got something to tell you. I said, yeah, what do you got to tell me? He said, look, we go next door to my brother. We got a shop, we got a deli. Oh, no. I said, oh, you're my best girl, you know, we love you here, you're very good now, this and that. I said, look, my husband, it's not because I want to buy the deli, because my husband cannot do building anymore. And he has to change jobs. He has to, my husband chose there, you know, next to my brother. So that's what we're doing, you know. Anyway, but we stayed there. I stayed there 7.5 years. I worked there with them. And after I went to Catherine Street, to Locantro there. First was called Locantro Brothers first, because it was partnership with Vittorio's brother there. And after that, we called it Locantro Fine Food, and now it's called the Locantro Bakery.
And how long have you been there for?
30 years.
30 years, that's amazing.
And I'm still there, I'm still working, yes. Yeah.
And do you find that it's a really good meeting place for the Italian community?
Oh, yeah, it is. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. When we went there 30 years ago, it wasn't like this at all. Was it? It was a lot of old people who was coming there and they have a little chat and talking to my husband. And we used to have 3 tables outside. And before that, putting the 3 tables, a lot of people come in there. They were going to the funeral because there's a church further up. They were coming to me and they were saying, oh, Franca, Vittorio, where can I get a beautiful bread rolls? Oh, go to Norton Street. Where can I get a beautiful cup of coffee? Oh, go to Norton Street. But one day we wake up. We said to Vittorio and I, we were talking, Vittorio, why we're sending these people to Norton Street? Why don't we buy a machine, a little coffee machine, a little one, just a little coffee machine. We buy a little fridge to put some panini in there. Why we're sending this? And that's how we started. We started doing like that. And we bought a little fridge and we used to do ham, cheese and tomato, which we do. We're still doing it. And then we put a little stove, just a little one. We used to start with 1 cup of coffee. We started 1 cup. And that's how we started our business.
And across 30 years, have you noticed a change in the things that Australians like to eat or things that they're accepting of?
Well, you know what? The Australian loves the Italian food. They do a lot. We do a lot. You know, we do. I can't believe how we do now. Mortadella, provolone, and fresh tomato. The Australian, they love it. And they say, when they go and order it, and they say, and the girl says, would you like it toasted or fresh? And they say, toasted. And then I say to the girl, don't say that you have it toasted, not too much, because when you cook mortadella, it's not good. You have to have it all fresh or a little bit toasted. You don't say to them, have it just toasted. It's not good, you know. But I'm shocked at how the Australians, we are selling a lot of, and porchetta. The Australian people, they love it. Porchetta, capsicum, charcoal grilled capsicum, and provolone. Do we do that too? That's a big hit. Prosciutto crudo, that's another one that we do a lot. Prosciutto crudo, bocconcino, fresh tomato, and fresh basil. That it's a killer. That's a really, really big. And then we do turkey. That's another good hit. What do we got? Now we do, because there's avocado, we do avocado if they want avocado, ham, cheese, and tomato avocado, or ham, cheese, and tomato. We do the wraps, scrambled eggs wraps. That's another good one. We do a bacon and egg roll. We do that. Ham, cheese, croissant. That's that. And then on Saturdays we do bacon and egg pizza. Yeah, we do these level those. And then we do a lot of all different kinds of pizza. A lot different.
And when you go back home back to Italy to visit, what foods do you always look out for? Do you have certain foods that you think, we can't do it like that in Australia, or they don't make it like that back home?
Yeah, well, one of it, it's spaghetti with beautiful sauce. See, I think that why I try to cook spaghetti here in Australia, but it's a different flavour. It's a different, I don't know, I think it's the tomatoes, it's the oil, it's the basil, it's everything different. It's the soil there, it's different. So when I go back there, I said, I would love that beautiful buffalo mozzarella, you know. I mean, the one we make here, the one we make at the shop, we do buffalo mozzarella, we do salami, buffalo mozzarella, and rocket. Now, the buffalo mozzarella, it's an import one. I order it, but we don't use the one in Australia. The one we use for the shop, it's imported because it's much beautiful flavour. And they love it. They love it. And after we toast a little bit, we put extra virgin olive oil on it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yes. And have you maintained any Italian traditions with your own children?
I do baccalà. Yeah, I do baccalà with pomodoro, with capsicum, because my nonna used to do that. You put the baccalà, you soak it for a couple of days, and then you throw, you have onions and capsicum and fresh tomato, and then you put your baccalà, olive oil, and then you put your baccalà in it, and then you cook it very, very slowly for about half an hour. That's a beautiful tradition. Yeah. The rabbit, I do cook rabbit once a while. My daughter-in-law, they love it. My children, one of them doesn't like it. My daughter doesn't like it. My son, Pino, the pastry chef, he likes it. Yeah.
And do your children and grandchildren speak Italian? My
children, yes, they do speak Italian. Yes. I always speak Italian when we're all together. We are 22 now, grandchildren and children, my children.
Wow, that's a big family.
22, yes, we are a big family. Well, I got 3 children, and my daughter, she's got 3 children, and now her first daughter got married. My daughter's first child got married, and she's got 3 children. So I'm a great nonna already.
A biz nonna.
Yes. And then she's got a son that he's got a girlfriend. And then she's got a daughter who's got a boyfriend. Right? And then The two boys, they got 2 children each. Pino, the pastry chef, has got a girl, Allegra, and then there's got Ottavio. And then Adriano's got 2 boys, Luca and Giacomo. So
Lovely.
that's that.
So Christmas must be a big event here.
Big events. We set the tree in the salotto, the real tree, not the plastic one. I believe on smelling the beautiful tree. Yeah, and I set it in the lounge room there, and I put all the things under the tree, and we go all in there, and we get the presents and everything.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what's your proudest achievement?
When we're all together. Yeah, I like that. Even my husband, yeah. Father's Day, we're all here. It was beautiful. We do, my daughter says, Mom, what are you going to do for Father's Day? Lisa, you know that. Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, Easter. We always do it here. And we always get together. And it's beautiful. It is beautiful. That's what my mum and dad taught us. And that's what I do in my family. And I love to have all them together. And they enjoy it, and they sort of appreciate too. Yeah. I'm very old-fashioned mother.